You're the guy people call when they need a helping hand, moving furniture, unloading a truck. But lately, your shoulder's been acting up, and you're the one who's calling for help. And that's the moment you realize you can no longer shoulder the load.
The Joint and Spine Center is Cincinnati's leading destination for orthopedic care with a range of surgical and non-surgical treatments. So when a moment has the power to change the rest of your life, go to the one place with the power to change it for the better, the Christ Hospital Health Network. This changes everything.
The Pound This Podcast is brought to you by the Christ Hospital Health Network. This is the Pound This Podcast, episode 629, Shay's Weight Loss Journey Weekly Updates.
I want to lose weight, but I don't know how to get started.
What should I meal prep every week?
How do I get those sweet booty gains?
Inspiration for your healthy lifestyle. The Pound This Podcast with Amanda Valentine.
Thank you so much for listening to the Pound This Podcast. I'm Amanda Valentine. Shay, what up?
Hello. What's up, girl?
How you doing?
You know, I'm doing okay.
That's good. Everything going. I didn't see you in the past week. We didn't go to Shalates together in the past week.
I went to Shalates and you weren't there.
I went to Shalates and you weren't there.
Oh my God. Not the same.
I know. I did drag some other friends with me, though, this past Saturday. So that was
You
fun.
have other friends?
I know. I'm sorry. I'm just
God,
such a slut.
this is really off to a bad start. I thought I was your Shalates buddy.
You know, I just want the more ladies that will come put their feet up in straps with me, the better.
Yes. I just got to find a man that'll put his feet up in straps with me.
I'll just get on Hinge, man. Just get on. Although TikTok is teaching me how terrible online dating is, though I have not seen anybody have any sort of praise for online dating.
No, everyone asks me, they're like, wow, have you tried online dating? I'm like, yeah, I have. And I never will again.
Do you know what? I saw a TikTok, was it yesterday, where they said that there's some article that talks about just how a lot of those apps, so many of, the ones that that are kind of bots of like, that person is too attractive and two together, like that doesn't seem real. Mm-hmm. That a lot of the times it's bots from the own company. So if like you're on Hinge, it's actually Hinge putting those accounts up so that you'll be more interested in Hinge because you're like, feel like that you're getting your whatever worth out of the app.
Ew.
And so they said half the time, like you're just talking to the app.
No.
And you're not even talking to people.
Ew.
So, I mean, that's from a TikTok video. Don't take that as like the truth, but I was like, I would believe it.
And then it's like it's already a waste of your time, but if I'm talking to a freaking bot,
well, some people, like even a friend of mine, I was talking to her because she's single and she's just like, I'm not going to play on that stuff. One of her best friends met her husband from Plenty of Fish, but that was like a decade ago.
I have multiple clients that met their significant others on like Bumble, but I just don't want to take the time to hunt. Like, you got to weed through some weirdos.
Oh, yeah. And I just like,
I would pay. Like, if I really got desperate, I would do like eHarmony or something where you have to pay for it. So, because I feel like people are more serious if they're putting some money on it.
What about aren't there like dating services that like match you, like a matchmaker sort of thing?
It's very expensive.
Like Hitch? Like, remember that movie?
Yeah. The real thing is that I'm 95% of the time very happy being single.
Oh,
so
well, yeah, that's awesome.
It's going to take some desperation for me to.
Do you feel like with the dating that you have done, has that changed since you've lost weight?
No, because I've done almost no dating since I've lost weight.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
See, you just learn to love yourself, and you don't need no man.
I know. I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm a little too okay, like on my own. But I haven't dated anyone seriously since I've lost weight. So I haven't even like really just dated for fun. So, because that's not really my jam either.
Do you feel like there would be a difference, or there's a difference in your mindset going into it versus where before, you lost over 90 pounds?
The only thing that I feel different about now is that scares me a little bit. There's two things. One, as soon as I start dating people, I tend to quit like caring for myself, which is dangerous. And then I also would date a different type of person now. Like I could not date someone who, I don't know, who their lifestyle isn't somewhat healthy, because then I would easily fall back into like my old like lifestyle. So that's stuff I have to think about a little bit more. I'm like, okay, so you eat really bad and you don't exercise at all. But now I feel like that would impact me negatively.
Yeah. Have you noticed at all outside of dating that anybody has treated you any differently from losing weight?
I don't know. I think sometimes I get more attention from men, but I mean, I don't really feel like it's much different. But I don't really I don't go out. I've like it's not like I'm hanging out at bars and stuff.
Well, not even from men, just like you
no,
know.
not from women really either. People like, yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's different, my interactions with people who have known me through losing weight, but other than that, like I don't feel like the average person treats me any different.
Yeah, because I've been asked that question before, and I couldn't think of anything really.
Yeah.
And it's just, but I mean, I've moved around so much, like different states during different parts of my journey. So there are not many people that have like, I mean, there's people that saw me on Facebook that I'm friends with that saw me change, but like just in person from start to finish, watch my weight loss journey. The only person is my husband.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, I hadn't noticed, you know, at least like in a work setting or anything like that, anybody treating me differently than before. And if they have, I think it's because my attitude changed so much that I felt more confident, especially like just having a radio career where, you know, being outgoing and being in front of a camera and doing stuff like that, where before I'm like, I will smash that camera into the ground. I do not want my picture. And luckily when I started my radio career, you know, social media wasn't a thing.
Yeah.
But as I progressed, it was more like hiding from things and, you know, not doing stuff on Facebook or posting stuff because I was so self-conscious and just hated myself and just didn't have the confidence. So I feel like that changed any interactions that where people treated me any differently, especially in a work setting, changed because I changed. My personality, my confidence level changed, not because my body looked different. It was because I behaved differently, because I felt better in my body.
Right.
So, but it's so like, that's just like, it's such a complicated answer of like, do people treat you differently? Cause even like, at one point, I mean, this is a totally same, but different kind of topic, where one time my mom came to visit me, when I was in Oregon. You know, we were at a gas station and she's like, do you notice that more guys check you out now that you've lost weight? And I'm like, no. And she's just like, oh, because these guys here are checking you out. And I'm like, oh, like I don't even notice that. I'm like, so even if that sort of thing and you get more like attention from people in a, you know, a sexual way, I guess, I'm like, I'm so dense and I've been like so trained for most of my life to be like, no one could possibly be into you. Woof. That I'm like, I just don't even like look for it or pay attention, or someone could be openly flirting to my face and I just don't like it doesn't even register to me that that's what's happening half the time, unless it is just like
blatant.
Yeah, like it is in your face. Then I'm like, okay. But I don't know. And I think that's just because I spent a lifetime myself and it wasn't just tied into the number on the scale. It was just like, and also just, you know, crappy people I had in my life growing up that told me I was worthless and no one would love me. And so like, that's just kind of my base understanding. And so then, I would be like, well, no one's looking at me anyway. Why would they?
Yeah, I don't really notice that at all. And then anytime that anybody points it out to me, I'm like, yeah, probably not. I highly doubt that someone's looking at me and like, oh, okay, she's pretty.
Yeah, but they probably are. And then why are we like that? That we just like swat that away of like, oh no, why would somebody think I'm attractive? No way. Like, God, we're so mean to ourselves.
Well, and I literally in my head, I'm like, this is really jacked up. But in my mind, like any guy who chooses to date me is just like accepting what he can get.
Oh God, I used to feel like that too.
I'm like, he could do so much. Like he could find so. Oh, it's messed up, dude.
Do you still feel that way?
Yeah, for sure.
No. Oh my God, that's not true.
Yeah. It's crazy. So it's good.
I totally get it. Like you're wrong. but
You're wrong.
You are wrong. I mean, that's not true, but I totally understand that.
Yeah.
That's what you tell yourself. And yeah.
Well, and I think that that's what they're believing. Like, I'm putting my thought like onto them. I'm like, they must be thinking like that they could do better.
Yeah. I mean, before I met Mike, the dudes that I dated, that's exactly how I felt. Like they must be slumming it right now.
Right.
Like, I'm just going to be here because, I'm a dude and I want to get laid. And that's that's it. It doesn't matter who she is or what she looks like. And I'm like, God, that's why. Like, it's
desperate.
Which really, looking back, oh my God, they were lucky to get with this.
Oh my God.
Oh man, you should have been worshiping me.
That's right, girl. Ooh.
Like, man, I was the one slumming it because at least with some of these people, because not all, but because I was just, that same thought process of like, why would they want to be with me? I'm just desperate for any sort of male attention, especially like all my friends dated in grade school and high school, and I never had a boyfriend like ever. And which sucked because at the time you're like obsessed with like wanting to date someone or someone being interested in you. And there was just zero interest in this chick from anybody. And so, and then my friends would have boyfriends and they would even come over to my house and watch TV and I'll snuggle. And I didn't have I'm like, no one will love me. So the first dude that gave me any sort of attention, I'm like, I'll latch right on to you. No, even though you're not my ideal, because, oh my God, someone finally pays attention to me and no one else will want me. And then, you just make bad decisions from there of latching on to anybody that will give you any sort of attention because you hate yourself so much. And you're only going to hate yourself more being with somebody else that does not have the respect for you. Because why would they when you don't have respect for yourself?
Dude, I know. That's what's scary is like, I have to like love myself and respect myself enough that I'm gonna like not slum it. So,
or believe that the person that you're with has that mindset.
Right. So, I don't know. It's fun stuff.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. I'm like, and this is. I mean, I don't even know if this is like acceptable to talk about on the podcast. All people probably just listen to see what I'll say. But that's like, I will, if anyone is sexually interested in me, I'm like, I have to have sex with them because that's all that I can give them.
Oh my
God.
That's
it's crazy. So I'm like,
no, that's just like, I know.
I know
how you feel.
I better
so awful.
I better suck so that they'll stay with me. Like,
oh, no. Oh my God. I think I'm going to have to go back and bleep that.
I know.
Oh my God, don't feel that way. Oh my, I just don't even, I know like what anything I say is not going to change that, but like,
yeah, dude.
God, I just like, I just
no
totally understand. Oh my God, that is just so not the truth at all.
Jacked up. I'm going to be in therapy till I'm 107. So.
Oh my God, you want to live that long?
No, I don't. I'm hoping like 70, done. Like my grandma's 80 and she's concerned about living longer. I'm like, girl, aren't you ready to tap out?
Oh my God. Yeah, my grandma is 88.
Oh God.
She's not doing great either. No, I do not want my grandma to die, and I don't think that she wants to die. But if it were me, if I was, I don't know, if I'm living a life where it's no longer a life anymore, I'm like, I wouldn't want to stretch that out longer than it needs to be, personally.
No, I wouldn't either.
I just I don't want to live the end of my life of having other people take care of me. And just, I mean, that's my perspective now. I mean, I'm sure it will change once I'm that age.
I know.
If I make it that far, but it's like, 107, that's a hard pass, no matter what. That's, no, I don't want to live over 100 years. Oh my God. No. My body now is just like busted. I can't drive without my knees popping. Like, what is my body going to sound like at 100? A bag of freaking pretzels.
Well, like I'm 27 now. If I live to be 107, I'd have to live another 80 years.
Oh, God.
God.
Can you imagine what this world's going to be like in 80 years? I don't know if I want to know.
I don't want to know what the world's going to be like in 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we don't have a choice for that. I think things are going in a better direction. I don't know. I feel optimistic.
I do too, actually.
But yeah, 100. I mean, already I feel like I'm not to bring it back to TikTok. All of these things of like, don't do a side part and wear skinny jeans and use a laugh emoji. And I'm like, already, like, I'm too old now for that. I'm like, oh my, I guess. Oh my God, I'm not a boomer. That's my mom.
Yeah.
But that's,
I have a side part. I wear skinny jeans and I'm only 27. I'm already not cool.
Oh, I already know I'm not cool. I own it. But like, at least I'm like, I got the
middle part.
I got a middle part. I feel like that's working for me. Okay. I feel like
I look not okay with the middle part.
Do you, I mean, we're watching each other on a screen right now. Like, is it okay? I mean, you just did my hair. Is it okay as a middle part?
Yeah. I think you rock the middle part.
Oh, hell yeah.
I look like I'm 7 if I have a middle part.
I've never had a middle part before. It was always the bowl cut, as if you follow me on Instagram, you can see all of my old kid photos that I've been posting a lot lately for some reason.
We should bring that back.
A bowl cut?
I would love to give you a bowl cut.
I mean, bring back the Jonathan Taylor Thomas look. Do you even get that reference?
No.
Home Improvement?
Nope.
No? Oh my God. Yeah, no, I had a bowl cut for a long time. And then my always back and forth with bangs. But I've always had a side part when I have had bangs and have not had bangs, because it's just where my hair falls naturally. And now I force the middle part.
Gotta fight it.
I know. Just like anything else. It's just, you just got to grind through it.
Oh God.
Which I was asking everybody the other day at the gym if I should go back to brunette. And everybody is just like, I don't know, on the fence. Like, it's hard to, because I was really dark hair for a while. And then that's where I go back and forth too, of like, again, like, I hate that I tie this crap back to weight. And I'm trying to get this out of my brain of like thinking my weight, changes my face, which changes my hair. And then how much I hate my face based on my hair choices of like, well, brunette make my face look skinnier. It is blonde. My face looks skinnier. My God. Like all that. Yeah. See, this is what it sounds like when you talk about your boyfriend crap, where it's BS. You know what I mean?
Just so you know, your hair color does not change your face shape. I'm just going to tell you that right now.
Yeah, but it also just like, I don't know, it just totally changes how you look.
Like black is more slimming.
Yeah. I need some black leggings for my face. I need the compression pants for my face.
I need some high waist for my face.
Which I guess would be a turtleneck.
God, your face is beautiful. I will fight you.
See, that's just my own crap though. And and that's where I'm at now, where I still, again, not to deter anybody from like losing weight or whatever, but just to also know these struggles just don't go away.
No.
When, you lose, especially a large amount of weight. For me, at one point, especially when I was losing weight, when I was part of my yo-yoing and I was doing South Beach to lose weight for my wedding, that my goal at that time, one was like, I just wanted to look better in my wedding dress. And I was being brave at the time and chose strapless because it's right till that point, like I was never showing my arms. I thought my arms were just like two big hams hanging off my body that nobody wanted to look at. And so my goal at that time was, I just want to get rid of some of these chins of like, I'm like, wouldn't it just be awesome to not have a double chin? Like, and that was like, for me at the time, like, oh my God, my life will be fantastic. Can you even believe, like, I've never had, not multiple chins before. I don't even know what I would look like. Oh my God. And then it's like, but the moment that goes away, it's not like that thought goes away. You find something else to start hating.
Dude, yeah.
And then, so it's just like, or you're still just weird about it. That's why it's like the grind I just brought up of like catching yourself saying that stuff. knowing it's trash because you're just in this old repetitive pattern of the things that you tell yourself, and to change the thought process of like, no, say you're beautiful instead of saying that you're ugly. And it's so hard. It's so freaking hard.
Yeah. I mean, but it's like something that you have to really work on. Like, it's easier to just sit in the negative thoughts, but you have to like actually, like, that's why I do positive affirmations all the time. Because if I don't, then I have a really hard time stopping the negative thoughts. Like, I just let myself spiral into them.
Yeah. And it leads nowhere good. And even if you think of like, oh, well, let me spin out on this and get it out of my system, it'll never get out of your system.
No.
Like, it'll always, something comes up. And again, that's why you see like the most beautiful people that you think are perfect in some sort of way, and they still hate something about themselves.
Oh yeah.
So it's like, just give yourself a freaking break. And yeah, like, and and I know there's so many like body positivity and self-love stuff that I follow. And it's like easier to say it on an Instagram post than to believe it in real life about yourself. And it's just like, it's a practice. And I feel like that's harder than losing weight. Like I can figure out how to eat less calories and move more and, change that stuff up. And that's an easier solution than learning how to love myself, which God, it just even sounds gross saying out loud, doesn't it?
I know. I'm like, and I've talked to my therapist about how I feel. I've always felt like I am not allowed to love myself until I reach a certain weight.
Yeah.
Like it's not something that I'm even allowed to do. And so I've had to like work through that too.
What's their solution for that? Or do they have
it's not true. Like,
we're just changing the mindset around that.
Yeah. It's all changing my mindset. So, and like, I don't feel that way about anybody else. I think every woman should love themselves.
Yeah.
But I'm over here like, no, you're not allowed. So
oh my God.
So it's all about changing like my mindset. So, which I'm trying.
Yeah, me too. It's definitely gotten a lot better. I will say that it's like, I am way better now than I used to be. Just like where we both talked about, like we would even just like choose a partner differently now. Because we love ourselves more. So that is definitely huge steps in the right direction. But just because we don't wake up every day and all day, we just are like, we are the best and I am beautiful. Like you think that you haven't solved anything, but it's like you have. It's just little steps of stuff. It's like, if you actually just thought that in a nonstop loop of like how awesome you are, I'm not sure other people would want to deal with you that much.
No.
It all depends on the attitude you have towards it, but it's like, I think there's way more people that have problems with themselves than people that have a problem with loving themselves too much, if that even exists. So anything else going on for you health and fitness wise over the next week?
Not really. Just trying to get through this cold weather. I'm actually thinking about buying a stationary bike because I feel like I'm going to go crazy not being able to walk. So
I use mine about twice a week now that I'm not in pain after I use it. And so I use the Peloton app and then I do it once or twice a week. And I really like it. I don't feel like getting dressed to go to the gym where I'm like, at least now where my schedule is at this very moment, which is supposed to be changing here soon, is like, I can just hop on this guy with some ratty old, leggings and a sports bra because I'm just sitting here in a room by myself.
Right.
Not,
Yeah. Well, because normally in the winter I'd be going to Planet Fitness, but I'm not comfortable doing that right now. So, so I'm like, I think I'm just going to invest in myself.
Hell yeah, girl.
And buy a stationary bike. Maybe Sebastian will use it too.
Oh my God. Because he's on a weight loss journey too, your kitty.
He is. The other day I was like, you're so skinny. I was like, you're so little. It's funny though, because he's got like a belly that hangs. So I'm like, even cats get loose skin, dude. Like when he walks, his belly's like going back and forth. So I'm like, we got to tone you up, boy.
So you can start making videos of him like doing like little dumbbell curls.
Oh my God.
Put a little waist trainer on him like a Kardashian.
Oh my God. He would kill me.
Get him a little mini tub of protein powder.
I'm gonna get swole. God.
Oh my God. I should totally do that with my animals.
Please do.
Awesome.
That would bring me so much joy. So
they'd play along. Well, awesome. Well, another deep conversation this week.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna go back and bleep out.
Yeah, sorry. You're like, man, I gotta bleep out so much crap.
I mean, I'm gonna mark it as explicit, but so technically I don't.
You're gonna mark it as explicit,
dude. I usually do. If you listen in iTunes, you can see I mark some of them as explicit. Just because
only my episodes.
No, not only your episodes, but there's not many. But that's just because I don't know where everybody is listening. You know what I mean? If there's kids in the car or whatever, so it's just like have some sort of warning on there. So if somebody's like, you didn't warn me that there was cuss words in this, I'm like, well, I did the best I could. That's the option I have. So yeah, but anyway, you're not the only one.
Thank God.
All right. Well, I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Bye.
AmandaValentineBites.com